The sky was on fire. Jackson Roan watched from the cockpit of his scout ship as the colony of New Terra burned. What had been a thriving human settlement just hours ago was now rubble and ash. Ships crashed into the planet's surface, smoke covered the sky, and the screams on open comms slowly faded into silence. He gripped the controls tighter. His hands were shaking. "Jackson, can you hear me?" It was his sister, Kayla. Her voice came through a weak, crackling signal. "I'm here," he replied quickly. "Where are you?" "South District. We're trapped." Static cut her off. Then a loud explosion. Jackson's heart dropped. Kayla, respond." No answer. He pushed the engines hard, flying low over the crumbling colony. Fires raged across the surface. Towers fell like trees in a storm. The Krill Dominion had attacked without warning. No declaration, no message, just bombs and death. Jackson flew over the area Kayla had mentioned. All he could see was a crater. No buildings, no survivors. He stared at it for a long moment, frozen. Then he pulled the ship away and soared into orbit, leaving behind the only home he had left. For hours, he drifted in space. No destination, no plan, just silence. He played Kayla's last message again and again. Her voice faded each time, like it was disappearing from the universe. Then his ship's console beeped. Unidentified signal detected. Source: Nebula Obscura. He frowned. The nebula was close, but it was uncharted and dangerous, full of magnetic storms and thick gas clouds. No one went there willingly. The signal pulsed again, faint but constant. It wasn't a distress call. It was older, like a heartbeat. Curious and with nothing left to lose, Jackson changed course. As he neared the edge of the nebula, his ship began to shake. Lights flickered. The comms hissed with static. He steadied the controls and pressed forward. Thick clouds swallowed his ship. Red lightning lit the mist. Then silence. Suddenly, a shadow passed over his cockpit. Massive. Winged. His sensors glitched out. He looked up and froze. A shape loomed in the clouds, long, glowing, alive. It didn't move like a ship. It moved like a creature. A giant eye opened, staring straight at him. Then everything went black. Jackson woke to silence. His head throbbed. The cockpit was dim, flickering with weak emergency lights. Sparks hissed from a damaged console. He reached for the control panel and winced. His arm was bruised, maybe worse. Outside, everything was a thick, swirling fog. Red and blue lightning danced through the mist. Status: power at 23%. Navigation offline. Life support stable. He sighed. Well, could be worse. He tried to recall what had happened. The signal. The storm. That thing. The memory flashed in his mind. The glowing shape. The massive eye. It hadn't been a ship. It was alive. But that made no sense. Nothing biological should survive in a nebula. He had to find out what it was. Jackson rerouted power to the thrusters and set a course toward the source of the signal. It wasn't far now. The ship moved slowly through the thick gas, the engines whining with strain. Soon, he saw it, a shape in the fog. The large, floating structure, a space station, or what was left of one. It looked old, rusted, half-broken, and floating off balance. One side had been ripped apart, exposing its inner hulls to space. The signal was coming from inside. Jackson docked carefully, sealing his helmet as the airlock hissed open. The moment he stepped inside, a cold chill ran through him. The station was dark, lit only by flickering red emergency lights. He moved slowly through the corridor, weapon drawn. Then he heard something, a faint whisper, like breathing. He followed the sound and found a man slumped against the wall, wearing a torn lab coat. His face was pale, eyes wide with fear. Jackson rushed over. "Hey, are you okay?" The man looked at him, barely able to speak. "They woke up," he whispered. "We thought it was just legend. Just stories." Jackson leaned in. "What woke up?" The man's hand shook as he pointed toward a large door nearby. "The dragons." Then his body went still. Dead. Jackson stood slowly. He looked at the door. A symbol was etched into the metal. An ancient shape, circular, with wings spread wide. Dragons, like from the old myths. That was impossible. They were just stories used to scare kids in deep space colonies. He opened the door. Inside was a large chamber, lined with carvings and glowing symbols. Strange objects floated midair, pulsing with soft light. It felt ancient, powerful. Then the ground trembled. A low hum filled the room. Jackson turned back toward the observation window and saw it again. A massive creature drifting just outside the station. Long, serpentine body. Wings of pure energy. Glowing scales like starlight. The dragon. It stared at him, not with rage, but with awareness. It knew he was watching, and it didn't seem surprised. The dragon hovered outside the window, unmoving, as if waiting. Jackson couldn't look away. The creature was enormous, easily the size of a cruiser. Its wings shimmered with shifting colors, like liquid light. Its eyes glowed gold, calm but intense. He felt something strange, a pressure in his head. Not pain, not fear, a presence. "You are not like the others." The voice wasn't heard. It was felt, inside his mind. Jackson staggered back, grabbing a rail. What are you?" The dragon didn't speak with words. It shared images. A great fire, starships crumbling, worlds lost to greed, war, and chaos. Then, the dragons rising, protectors, not monsters, born from energy, guardians of balance across the galaxy. They had not been seen in thousands of years. We slept, until the bombs fell, until death returned. You woke us. Jackson breathed hard. "I didn't bomb anyone. It was the Krill. They attacked us." The dragon's golden eye blinked slowly. "We do not see species. We see intent, destruction, violence, greed. It is spreading again." Jackson stepped closer to the window. "You're saying you woke up because of the war?" No answer. Just another image of a fleet, Krill warships burning a colony. Then human ships retaliating. Then both sides losing control. Jackson gritted his teeth. "Not everyone wants war. Some of us want peace. We want to live." The dragon's wings shifted, folding close as it began to drift away. "We will judge, as we have before. All who bring chaos will be cleansed." And then it was gone, disappearing into the clouds of the nebula. Jackson rushed back to his ship. He had no time to waste. Once inside, he sent a full report to the United Human Fleet Command. He told them what he saw, what the dragons were, why they woke up, and what might come next if no one listened. No response. He tried again. Still silence. Then, a different signal lit up his screen. "Incoming transmission. Krill Command Network." His stomach twisted. He opened it. The face of Virik Zhao appeared. Cold. Sharp eyes. No emotion. "You are trespassing in Krill surveillance zones," Virik said. "State your identity." "I'm Jackson Roan," he replied. "Human scout. You don't know what you've done. The bombings. They woke something ancient. The dragons. They're real, and they're coming." Virik blinked once, then chuckled. "Dragons," he said. "You believe in fairy tales. They're not tales. I saw one. It spoke to me." Virik leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "Then perhaps you've lost your mind." The screen went dark. Jackson stared at it, fists clenched. No one was listening. Not the humans, not the Krill. But the dragons were awake. and judgment was coming. Jackson flew through the nebula, away from the broken station, his mind racing. The dragons were real, alive, watching. And no one believed him. He had to warn someone, anyone, before it was too late. He routed power to the engines and aimed for the nearest human relay outpost, located near the edge of the Helios belt. His ship was damaged, but it could make one last jump. The jump was rough. Jackson's ship shook violently as it dropped out of warp near the outpost. The small station came into view, a simple comm tower and landing pad, barely guarded. He landed fast and staggered inside. The technician at the desk looked up, surprised. "Can I help you?" "I need to send a message, Priority 1, to Human Fleet Command," Jackson said, out of breath. "It's about the dragons. They're awake." The technician gave him a strange look. "Dragons? Like real ones?" "Yes, I saw them with my own eyes. One of them spoke to me, through my mind. They're not a myth. They're ancient, and they see us, humans and Krill, as a threat." The tech hesitated, then nodded slowly. "Okay, I'll patch you through." Jackson stepped into the small communication room and recorded his message. "This is Jackson Roan, former military scout. I'm reporting a critical threat to both human and Krill systems. An ancient race of sentient beings, dragons, have awakened. They are powerful, intelligent, and capable of destroying entire fleets. They are not aligned with any species. They exist to eliminate chaos and violence. The Krill attacks have triggered their return. If we do not change course, they will wipe us all out." He sent the transmission. Then he waited. Hours passed. No reply. Then the screen blinked to life. A human fleet officer appeared. "This is Commander Rial. We received your report. We've classified it as unconfirmed anomaly. No action will be taken at this time." Jackson stared at the screen. "You don't believe me. We have no verified contact with any species matching your description. The war with the Krill takes priority. Thank you for your concern." The transmission ended. Jackson cursed and hit the console. "You idiots." As he returned to his ship, something strange happened. A deep hum rang through his ears. His vision blurred. Then he was somewhere else, not physically, but inside his mind. He stood in a glowing field. Floating above him was Zerath, the dragon he had seen. "You have tried. They do not listen." Jackson nodded slowly. "No one will. They all think it's a lie. Then you must show them. Be our voice, our bridge, or we will act." Jackson's voice was quiet. "What are you planning?" Images flashed again. Whole fleets turning to ash, cities falling, stars darkening. "We will purge the chaos. We offer one chance. You carry it." Then Jackson gasped and woke in his ship, drenched in sweat. The dragon was still in his mind, still watching. He had become their messenger, and the galaxy didn't have much time left. The stars over Earth burned with war. Krill ships appeared from warp, dark and sharp like blades. Their fleet stretched across the sky, ready for a full-scale attack. Human defense forces scrambled to respond. Sirens echoed through space stations and planetary bunkers. Civilians were rushed underground. Fighters launched from orbit. Above it all, Jackson Roan watched from his scout ship, hovering just beyond the battlefield. He had tried to warn them. They didn't listen. Now, the dragons would. Zerath's voice rang in his mind again, calm, but cold. "This is your moment. Speak. Let them hear." Jackson took a deep breath, then opened a universal comm channel. It would broadcast to human forces, Krill ships, even civilian networks. He began to speak. "This is Jackson Roan. Listen to me. The war between us, humans and Krill, is not the only danger." He paused, then continued. "A third force has awakened. The dragons. Not myths. Not fantasy. I've seen them. I've spoken with one. They're older than anything we know. They were created to keep balance in the galaxy. And now they see us, all of us, as a threat. He looked out at the fleets beginning to move. They don't care who started the war. They care about what we've become, destructive, reckless. If this battle begins, they will end it, permanently. Some comm channels went silent. Others mocked him. Then the sky tore open. From the edge of the atmosphere, a long glowing shape emerged. Then another, and another. Dragons, dozens of them, winged bodies of starlight, eyes blazing like suns. They flew in formation, silent and terrifying. The battlefield paused. Even the krill hesitated. Then a single dragon dove. Zorath. He streaked through a krill cruiser. It exploded in flames. The other dragons followed. They didn't fire weapons. They were the weapons. Their wings cut through ships like paper. Their roars shattered glass across orbital stations. EMP waves pulsed from their bodies, frying engines, disabling systems. Both fleets fired back, but their attacks were useless. Energy beams passed through the dragons or were reflected back with greater force. The battle turned into chaos. Screams filled the airwaves. Ships fled in all directions. Jackson flew low over Earth, opening his comm again. Stop fighting. This is your last chance. The dragons are not here to take sides. They're here to end everything. If we keep fighting, no one survives. Down below, people began to listen. Human ships stopped firing. Even some krill vessels shut down weapons and powered down engines. The dragons hovered in space, surrounding Earth like guardians or executioners. Zorath spoke again. They begin to understand. A spark of hope. But the choice is not yet made. Jackson gritted his teeth. Then let me make it. He turned his ship toward the krill flagship. Toward Virexal. Jackson's ship sped toward the krill flagship, dodging debris and drifting wreckage. The sky above Earth was filled with silence now. Tense, heavy silence. Both human and krill fleets had stopped fighting. No one dared to move while the dragons watched from above like ancient gods. But the stillness wouldn't last. Zorath's voice echoed once more in Jackson's mind. This is your moment. End it, or we will. Jackson landed on the krill flagship under escort. Krill soldiers surrounded him with weapons drawn. He was led through cold, metallic halls to the command chamber. There, Virexal stood tall in his dark armor, calm as ever. I should kill you for trespassing, Virex said flatly. You come here alone, thinking you can stop a war. I don't think. I know, Jackson replied. The war is already over. You just haven't realized it yet. Virex's eyes narrowed. Because of your dragons. They're not mine, Jackson said. They belong to no one, but they see everything. They know what we've done, what you've done. And now they're ready to end both sides. Virex laughed bitterly. You expect me to surrender because of some glowing creatures. I don't answer to fairy tales. Jackson took a step forward, then looked outside. The view screen lit up behind them, showing space above Earth. The dragons hovered there, wings wide, silent, waiting. One of them opened its mouth, and without warning, a krill battleship in orbit vanished. No explosion, just a pulse of light, and then nothing. Virex's expression changed. The calm cracked. Why did they do that? Jackson spoke softly. That was a warning. The next one will be Earth, or your homeworld. Suddenly, a voice came over the krill comms. Sir, multiple ships are disarming. Our own captains are standing down. They're afraid. Virex clenched his jaw. His war was slipping away. You're not in control anymore, Jackson said. But we still have a choice. Virex stared at the screen. For the first time, he looked unsure. I didn't start this war to destroy everything, he said. only to stop your kind from spreading like a disease. Then prove it, Jackson said. Help end it. After a long silence, Virak nodded. Stand down, he ordered into the comms. All Krill forces, effective immediately. The dragons moved again. But this time, not to attack. They formed a circle above Earth, glowing brighter, wings folding in as if preparing to leave. Sarath's voice spoke to Jackson one last time. They chose peace. You carried the flame. We will sleep again, but not forever. Should chaos return, so shall we. Then the dragons rose, higher and higher, until they vanished into the stars. In the days that followed, human and Krill leaders gathered for the first peace talks in history. Jackson stood at the center, no longer just a scout, but a symbol, a bridge between species. He didn't want power. He didn't want fame. He just wanted to make sure the dragons didn't have to wake up again. As he watched Earth from orbit, now calm and whole, he whispered, "We got lucky." Behind him, the stars were quiet once more.